This is unbelievable, my friend. A potential trade between the Eagles and Jets has just gained momentum, and it makes way more sense than it seems. ESPN sources have managed to connect the two sides in a deal that could solve two of Philadelphia's biggest problems at once. It's a trade straight out of a movie script. Risky, strategic, and completely unexpected. But wait, before I tell you the names involved and why this conversation has already started to stir up the NFL behind the scenes, like and subscribe to the channel, because what I'm about to reveal to you now could be Howie Roseman's smartest move this season. The Philadelphia Eagles have never been afraid to make big moves, and 2025 may be no different. With the trade deadline fast approaching, Howie Roseman is once again in chessmaster mode, scouring the league for potential upgrades that could propel the Eagles to the top in the second half of the season. According to ESPN insiders Matt Bowen and Jeremy Fowler, Philadelphia has been directly linked to two New York Jets defensive players, edge rusher Jermaine Johnson II and slot cornerback Michael Carter II. And with the Jets having the NFL's only winless streak, this could be the perfect time for the Eagles to pounce. Both Johnson and Carter are under contract through at least next season, making them long-term options rather than short-term signings. The Jets, clearly in the safety zone after another disastrous start, may be open to trading key players to accumulate draft capital, something Roseman knows better than most. For Jermaine Johnson, the interest makes perfect sense. Fowler reported that while the Jets aren't desperate to move him, there's a growing belief within the league that New York would rather part with Johnson than Will McDonald IV. Johnson's salary cap hit remains manageable, and his production has caught the attention of several contenders, including the Eagles and Bears. In Philadelphia, he joined a front led by Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, and Hassan Reddick, instantly making one of the league's best defensive lines even more daunting. Even with Brandon Graham's return, the Eagles still need another young, explosive edge rusher to keep the rotation fresh through December. Meanwhile, Michael Carter too represents a solution to one of the Eagles' most persistent problems: cornerback depth. Fowler noted that Carter has the best chance of any Jets player to actually get traded, especially since the team recently signed Jarvis Brownlee Jr., who has impressed in limited action. Carter, at just 26, brings veteran consistency, speed, and excitement, traits the Eagles have lacked since Avonte Maddox suffered another injury. The only problem? A $4 million injury guarantee that kicks in 2026 may give some teams pause. But given Carter's scheme fits Vic Fangio's defense, the risk could be worth it. The connection is obvious. The Eagles' defense thrives on grit and aggression, two qualities Carter and Johnson bring in abundance. And Roseman's track record of late-season moves speaks for itself. Whether trading for Kevin Byard, acquiring Hassan Reddick, or finding under-the-radar contributors, the Philadelphia front office always seems to find value where others hesitate. With the trade deadline set for November 4th, this could be one of those moments again. The Jets are sinking fast, the Eagles are flying high but still far from perfect, and the opportunity to address two weaknesses with a single phone call may be too good to pass up. The question now is, will Roseman act before another contender does, or outperform them? But as trade rumors heat up, another familiar name is emerging, a two-time Pro Bowl player who says joining the Eagles would be his dream come true. While trade talks dominate the headlines, the Eagles may not need to give up any draft picks to bolster their defense, because a former All-Pro safety is already begging for a chance. Eddie Jackson, a two-time Pro Bowler and former Chicago Bears star, recently made it clear that playing for the Eagles under defensive coordinator Vic Fangio would be a dream scenario. Jackson, currently a free agent after brief stints with the Ravens and Chargers, revealed he wanted to go to Philadelphia last year but couldn't finalize a deal. In an interview with Kyle Odegaard, Jackson said, "I really wanted to go to Philadelphia. That's the crazy part. I just couldn't. But man, I would love to reunite with Vic. In this system, if you have a strong front court like the Eagles, you're just back there, catching passes out of the trees." Those words immediately caught the attention of Eagles fans, especially considering the team's ongoing search for stability at the safety position. Jackson thrived under Fangio in Chicago during 2017 and 2018, earning first-team All-Pro honors and becoming one of the league's most dangerous shooters. Fangio's system allowed Jackson to move freely and play instinctively, exactly the type of point guard the Eagles have lacked since the departure of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. At 31, Jackson still brings veteran leadership leadership, a high football IQ, and a deep understanding of Fangio's philosophies, making him an instant fit for a defense that continues to evolve in 2025. This offseason, the Eagles turned to rookie Andrew Mukuba, who showed flashes of brilliance with 2 interceptions and strong coverage performances. However, behind him, the climb has been daunting, and Philadelphia's defense has struggled at times to close out games. A proven effort like Jackson could bring the balance Fangio's unit needs, combining the energy of youth with the wisdom of experience. Financially, the move also makes sense. Jackson would be open to a short-term, return-only deal, which would fit perfectly with Howie Roseman's low-risk, high-reward strategy. With the team already allocating significant resources to the defensive line and cornerbacks, bringing in a motivated and affordable veteran could be the ideal compromise. The chemistry between Fangio and Jackson is another big plus. Fangio's complex schemes deactivate communication and trust, and there's someone already familiar with his playbook to help accelerate the defensive unit's growth, especially playoff hopes. Jackson isn't just waiting for a call, he's waiting for it. And if Roseman truly wants to give Fangio every possible tool to return to the elite defense, it's hard to find a more logical move than signing Eddie Jackson right now. But as the free agent market heats up, trade rumors are also exploding, and a report from Fox Sports has left fans of the Eagles, Chiefs Kingdom, Cowboys Nation, and even Patriots supporters feeling liberated with a big move that could shake up the entire league. With the NFL trade deadline less than 2 weeks away, the market for elite edge rushers is about to explode, and the Eagles are right in the middle of it. According to Fox Sports insider Ralph Vacchiano, several playoff contenders are gearing up for a bidding war for 3 names: Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips of the Miami Dolphins, and once again, Jermaine Johnson of the New York Jets. Vacchiano's report states that these 3 pass rushers are the most likely to be moved before the deadline, and the list of specific times is extensive. The Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys, and New England Patriots are all monitoring the situation closely. With so many contenders looking to add one last defensive weapon, this year's deadline could yield some of the boldest moves we've seen in years. For the Eagles, this rumor makes perfect sense. After veteran Zadarius Smith's unexpected delay in early October, the team lost an experienced edge rusher who was supposed to balance the rotation. Brandon Graham's return helped energize the locker room, but the front court has struggled to consistently generate pressure late in games. Adding another explosive runner like Chubb, Phillips, or Johnson could be the missing piece to transform this defense from good to dominant. Johnson, in particular, remains the name most frequently associated with Philadelphia. Young, athletic, and on a manageable contract, he represents the kind of long-term investment Roseman loves, and one that fit perfectly into Vic Fangio's hybrid 3-4 scheme. Meanwhile, Chubb and Phillips have proven production, but carry a higher price tag, potentially a second-round pick or higher. But the Eagles aren't the only ones in the running. The Chiefs are looking for Chris Jones and George Karlaftis to provide another reliable weapon to maintain their defensive dominance. The Cowboys, struggling to generate pressure against Micah Parsons, desperately need another threat to reignite their passing pressure. Even New England, trying to rebuild under a new front office, is done exploring defensive moves to lay the groundwork for the future. For Howie Roseman, this is familiar territory. He's been here before, aggressive, calculating, and ready to make a play no one expects. He did it with A.J. Brown, he did it with Kevin Byard, and now he can do it again. The difference this time is that the competition is fierce, and all candidates know what's at stake in November. With trade rumors heating up and the deadline fast approaching, should Howie Roseman focus on a smart pairing with the Jets to rebuild both the pass rush and the secondary, take a risk on Eddie Jackson to reunite him with Vic Fangio, or go all in on a blockbuster trade for a superstar edge rusher to take the Eagles to the top in 2025? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.